Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today is a little bit of a different video. We're taking a break from the mindful image for a minute because I found these. So these actually, there was a lady on one of the Facebook groups, junk journaling Facebook groups I'm in, who said, hey, Five Below has these. I can't find one. Can someone get one for me? Can we swap? Did a quick search and the Five Belows around me had them. So I went ahead and bought a bunch and then I'm sending one to her. And while I just was doing all this, getting it, taking it apart, I was looking at the comments and some people were saying, oh, it's so horrible to take apart. It's so much work. They're dirty. They're gross. I'm super afraid, not real silk, etc., etc. So I just wanted to do a video on these rugs and show you, one, what they're made of, two, how they generally turn out, and three, how to completely deconstruct it, take it apart in less than 30 minutes. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started processing this, and we'll kind of talk about it as we go. So when I bought this, this was at Five Below in Dayton, Ohio. It is $5.55 plus tax. For a 3-foot by 5-foot rug. I did not realize it was 3-foot by 5-foot when I bought it. I figured, oh, it's Five Below. It's $5, you know, $6. It'll be like this big. No, it was this big. And every single one of these lines is a piece of Sari silk. Now, it is not silk. It is 100% polyester, made from Sari type strips, and it is imported. What did it say? Did it say from where? India. Yep. So Sari bits from India. So what you do is you take some scissors and cut off each one of these knots, just off the one end. It really doesn't take a whole lot of time. But these strips, so when you get it, it'll say 90% polyester, 10% cotton. Well, that's the whole rug. The 10% cotton is literally all these cotton strands that are holding the weave together. So all of the pieces inside, like 99% of them, are going to be polyester strips of all kinds of pretty fabric. And since they are in these rugs and they are like scrap remnants, recycled, they're going to be frayed, but in the junk journaling world, that's not too terrible if you're not trying to like totally like seamstress something out of it. So now, after a little bit of playing around, the first bit you're just going to pull off like the first one, and you'll get all these little, that final binding. And then that's all you're going to do. You're not going to try and like cut a bunch more. What I do is I come to the end, pull it out, and pull it off. Then they come to the other end, pull it out. Come to this end, and I'm totally gonna hit my tripod like 100 times during this video, so be ready for that. What else is new? All right, and then we pull this out, and sometimes it gets a little stuck. So you just pull one end, and like sometimes it might have a little knot, then you can pull it out here like this. So it's a little bit of finagling sometimes, but for the most part, you literally just pull them out. So you hold down one side. I usually hold in the middle and pull it out. Now this isn't coming because it is folded back here, so like this. So I should have started on the wrong side. Simply all you got to do is pull out that little inside. It'll come right out. Sometimes the strips will have knots in them, and that makes it a little harder to pull out. You literally just tug around the knot and you're done. So this whole rug should not take me more than 20 minutes if I am focused and uninterrupted to undo. So I was like trimming these off after every couple, and then I realized that that's just kind of pointless. It doesn't really like save any time. B, it makes more mess. And C, it's actually easier if they're a little bit longer. There I go, hitting my camera. So sometimes you can do a few from the same end. And if it gets a little hard, okay, now I gotta do this side. And you know, that's not all the way on the end, so you can just come in and pull it out of the middle too if you want. Not a big deal. So these ones have a little bit of a smell to them. I had one that was kind of musty, but from what I could tell, there wasn't really any mold on it. It was just musty. Probably from sitting in a Connex box on a ship for 6 months or something, you know, coming from India, then China, then here, wherever it was. But the second and third ones I did not smell bad at all. It might be a little bit of must or just a little bit of like, I don't know, it came from India, pollution. But the scent is definitely not anything that a dryer sheet in the box of them wouldn't totally fix. And when I'm shipping these out, I'm not going to put a dryer sheet in there because I do not know what kind of dryer sheet you like. And if you put your beautiful fabrics in something that you hate the smell of, you are not going to use said beautiful fabrics. So I will leave that to the lovely owners of these. So there are a couple people who bought a rug from me. One person for a swap, and another person she bought at cost, because she didn't really have a lot of things for a swap, so she just paid for the shipping. But then once I started getting more people interested, I thought, well, if I'm going to be doing more than like 3 of these, I might want a little bit more for my time. So I'm actually creating an Etsy listing. So for a limited time, while supplies last, I will have both a full rug, half rug, maybe a quarter rug, definitely full rug, half rug. And then I think what I'm going to do is bundles of like one color or bundle of mixed colors that can be bought on my shop for a little bit more than cost, just so that I can get a little something back from my time there and share with the people who don't have Five Below anywhere near you but still want some pretty unique bulk fabric strips. These are perfect for junk journals because they are just, they're just the right size. So you can use it on a page, you can use it on a cover. Some of them are small, so it's totally just like, oh, a couple embellishments. But then if you get like a bigger one, okay, that could totally like be a cover or something. It could be a ruffle on the edge. So it's cool because I don't like, when I go to the thrift store and I'm like, oh, that fabric's pretty, I don't need like a whole half yard or 3/4 yards of it to make a book. I was talking about making junk journals. Oh, like if I go to the thrift store and see some beautiful fabric, as I hear Pam on the Paper Outpost always saying, oh, but it was so beautiful, I had to have it. And I'm trying to avoid the garage full of fabric that she can't use type of thing situation. I'm trying to learn from her, I wouldn't say mistakes, but from her challenges. Maybe I can avoid that challenge. I don't want to buy a whole half a yard, 3/4 of a yard, or even a 1/4 yard sometimes of fabric, because I'm not trying to make 15 of the same journal. And it might be nice for one cover, but then I have like all this fabric left. What am I going to do with it? I don't usually sew. So these are so nice because you can pull one out, or 2 or 3, and use them, and then you've got like 75, 100, 150 other different designs in your stash to use next time you want something. So that's pretty nice. Now here you can see how long. Are you kidding me? Why? There we go. You can see how long these strips are getting. And if they get cumbersome, you can always chop them down. I usually do it, you know, maybe about a third to a half of the way. If they start to get kind of in my way. But I mean, obviously, as you can see, they're not really that big of a deal because you're really working from the sides. Try not to bump my camera because for some reason it likes to pause. Okay. So these, I was pretty excited about this. The amount of fabric that is in these is kind of insane. No, it does not take 100 years to take apart. It's not super crazy time consuming unless you're someone that's like, oh, it took longer than 5 minutes. That's too hard. I could totally see if you know, don't know what you're doing, how this could be a while. Because when I first started it, I was like, okay, chop them off, pull them off till it's not hard, and then chop it off again. I did that about 3 times and was like, no, there has to be a better way. And then I pulled it off the end and was like, oh, that is 700 million bajillion times better. So I just wanted to share that since it seemed like several people were struggling with taking their rugs apart. And they make these in cotton, they make them in silk. I saw at Goodwill today, I saw one that was maybe a third of this size, and it was cotton strips, so way less cool. They were just plain. And it was $6. I was like, hey, no, I just got these beautiful other ones. Way more for less, or for the same price. So, sorry, I just coughed right in the mic. There is some kind of like dust or something. It's probably all the fibers, honestly. All these, I do notice there's a ton of like little strings and fibers when I'm done. Someone had said it was filthy. I wouldn't call it filthy. Like I said, the one was musty, and they don't feel grungy or gross. They definitely are frayed. You could, I don't know, I would be a little bit afraid to wash them just because the colors are so vibrant. I would want to keep that, and I'm afraid washing them would take the colors away. But I saw someone had washed them, so I guess you can. It's just polyester. But with as much as they fray as well, I feel like washing them would probably just give you a bunch of fray balls and not a lot of fabric left. So I personally am not going to wash mine. Again, I'm not making an entire dress out of these that I have to put on my body. This is something that's going to get, you know, put in a book or on a craft of some kind, you know, for me anyway. If you're trying to make clothes with it, maybe not the best thing, but this is more of a craft supply, if you will. So I have to remind myself to keep working while I'm talking, because otherwise we will not get done in 20 minutes. All right, so at this point, I think the strings are starting to slow me down a bit. So, and you can see how giant my pile is getting. So now I'm just gonna hack them off. No precision needed at all. Just grab those ramen noodles. That's what they remind me of, kind of like rice noodles or something. La. Toss it to the side and carry on your own merry way. Sometimes there's a little knot that happens and you can just pop that off. Yeah. That's another reason why I don't cut it every single time, because there's always a couple knots and it slows you down even more. I'm like leaning way over. I can just pull it close. So this is the 4th rug that I have deconstructed today / ever. And as you can see, I mean, it doesn't take all that much practice to get it down. By the time you finish one rug, you're like, oh, okay, this is the way, cool. But if you do buy a bundle from me, one bundle is a full rug. And then, you know, like I said, a half bundle is a half rug and a quarter. But I do sit and sort after I finish this part. I sort everything by color, general, you know, color. Usually there is, from the 3 that I've already done, there's been red, orange, yellow / cream, green, blue, purple, pink, brown, black, white, and wild, or like print, or rainbow, whatever you will. Something that has way too many colors to be counted as one. Like this piece right here, literally rainbow. This totally goes in the wild section. This would be green. This might be brown or gray. This one could be blue, but it's mostly white, so I'd probably put this in wild. So that's just how I would do it. And then if someone buys a whole rug, they just get everything that was in the rug, sorted by color. So you're not going to get the same amount of every color, because you're just going to get whatever came in the rug. But if you buy a small bundle, you can buy just a bundle of red or oranges or yellows or browns, etc. And they're not going to be the same exact bundle every time, obviously, because every single one of these rugs has turned out different. They have different fabrics in them, different amounts, because they're all unique. So you will get, it's all the polyester chiffonish fabric, and you'll get a color palette, if you will. And so if you bought half of a rug, then what I would do is I would either take apart the whole rug and then sort it and then split all of the colors in half and give you that, or I could literally just undo half of a rug and then give that to you sorted and pretty, and who knows how much green you'll get versus yellow and red and whatever. Shoot. I just gave myself major rope burn with this. All right, so we're at 20 minutes. Granted, I talked and stopped with the camera a couple times, but we are 3/4 of the way done. So definitely will be done by 30 minutes. So by no means does this take hours to do. And like I said, you do not have to wash it unless for some reason it is like horrible smelling. But if you buy one your own, you can like smell the rug before you buy it. It's not all of them smell the same. Some are mustier than others. But I don't think it's anything that a dryer sheet couldn't fix, especially since you're only using a small amount at a time, supposedly, if you're using it for junk journaling and mixed media art, etc., and not clothing. Though it would be cool to make a big old like gypsy skirt just out of a pile of these. I've been thinking about it. Halloween is coming up. Might just do that. I'll just go in my craft room and be like, okay, where's my fabric? I'm gonna make a skirt, a no-sew skirt that I can wear for the night and bring it back and put it back in my craft room and use it in junk journal tomorrow. So, if you can hear the baby in the background, I apologize. Oh man, that is really, whew, that burns. It burns, guys. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, because it won't focus, but whew, wee, ha. I've never gotten a thread burn like that before. I've gotten rope burn, but it's not usually that thin. Anyway, baby bird is teething. So for the last 2, 3, no, 4 nights, I don't know, I've lost track. She's been up every 2 hours to nurse slash fuss slash be uncomfortable. And Daddy is up there trying to console her because I just fed her. But I might have to go save her again because she did not want to go back down. So, almost done here. Getting pretty noodly again, so I might have to cut it one more time. I'm trying to work fast so I don't have to make the baby wait or stop the video and come back. Ugh. Especially with her being so fussy. Life of a crafter, man. Especially with kids or pets. Like, you gotta like figure out what works best and getting things done. And I used to just, drop everything. Ooh, that burns so bad. Just drop everything every time she needed something and like, oh my gosh. And then problem is if I stop in the middle of a project, the likelihood of me finishing it is low because I'm like, oh, I still have all that to finish. But if I can at least get to a good stopping point in the project before I run away, that has been so much more efficient for me. So that is what I've been doing. So if she's fussing, I'll be like, all right, where am I at? How much more time do I need? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15? And then, maybe she cries, maybe she fusses a little bit with Dad or Grandma or whoever is helping watch her. And then once I get to a good stopping point, I can give her all my attention and I'm not like, oh, I have to hurry up and get back to that before I get overwhelmed. So before I feed her again, I am going to finish this because I've only got like, 12 more rows maybe. So some of these are a little knotted. Not. Hopefully though, you guys can see how easy this is. Like, it's really not that hard. The biggest thing, just hold it in the middle, not on what you're trying to pull, but above what you're trying to pull. Pull out one end. If it gets stuck on a knot or something. Okay, so this looks like there's a piece of tape. So like a piece of electrical tape or something, or masking tape. Sometimes there's a couple little pieces of tape, but it's not like full of trash or whatever. So you pull that out. Boom. And you don't have to worry about these ramen noodles down here getting tangled because it does not matter as long as you can get the fabric out of there. You are golden. And you can see why it's better to pull from the edge versus the middle. Because especially if it's a long one like this and you try to pull from the middle, let me show you. After I get this side out. If it's long and you try and pull it from the middle, it kind of just gets more stuck. But I can just pull it from the end and it comes right out. So just focus on the ends, pull from the ends. Sometimes you'll get a short piece in the middle, but that comes out easy. But if it's long and it goes all the way to the end, pull it from the end. Save you a lot. Now there is a little tag in here with a little bit of sewing on each of them, but if you rip the tag off, it tends to like fix that problem. So I didn't even have to worry about like pulling those stitches out or anything. You just pull the tag off and keep going and you're golden, good to go. All right, just a few more rows here. Yeah, we're at 26 minutes, even with all the fussing and talking at the beginning, so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ugh. I need to get better at staying hydrated when I craft, or just in life in general. Especially when I'm crafting. If I'm outside, I'm totally like, oh, I'm thirsty. But inside, nope. And heaven forbid I should stop what I'm doing and pause the flow of reckless abandon and inspiration to get water. No, I shall. This is the last piece. Die of dehydration. Okay, here we go. So there's that. And then we have all of this. All of this. And I will take a second and sort it out, kind of show you how I sort that out, and be right back. So now I have everything sorted and bundled together. So this is the wild bundle. And so what I did is I just laid them all, I took each strip and laid them all flat in front of me. And then I took one of the thingamajig bobs. One of the strips, yeah, that. And tied it around. And it's not, it's literally just like one time tied around and then wrapped. But it can be hard to find, I suppose. So this is, look at all those, they're so pretty. My favorite one actually is in the blue. So I put them all together, give it a little twist, take my extra piece, wrap it around, and then do that. Done. So I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, brown, black and white, and wild. And this piece right here is my favorite piece of the whole one. I almost don't even want to give this piece up, but it didn't come in my rug, so I'm going to let, I think it was Amber. I think this one's Amber's. Let her have it. So there you have it. All of this weighs approximately very close to 5 pounds with the box and a couple little goodies that I have in it. So let me know if you have any questions in those comments down below, and I will see you next time.